Hey Capricorn, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we are just sort of doing a bit of a general spread. I will be pulling cards for love as well. I do just want to let everyone know that if you leave a comment on one of my videos, you will go in the draw for a free personal reading. So hopefully I'll see some comments there letting me know if this resonates for you or not. I do really appreciate the support, guys. So thank you. This week we are going to be using the Terra Lenormand. I also have the Romantic Fairy Oracle. And starting our readings today, I do have the Oracle of the Shapeshifters, one of my personal favorite decks. It's a deck by Lucy Cavendish, and it does have some beautiful artwork in it. Okay, so getting straight on into it for you, Capricorn. What does Capricorn need to be aware of? What does Capricorn need to know, please? Capricorn, what does Capricorn need to know? Okay, we do have the butterfly ferrets. Sorry, the camera not picking that up properly. It does say, I am reborn. Okay, that is a wonderful energy to start us off today, Capricorn. It sort of shows us straight away that, you have been on this journey of self-healing and bettering yourself and growing as a person, as someone who can give love and receive love. And it feels like you have been totally reborn. If you look back at the person you were 5 years ago, you probably feel as though that's totally unrecognizable to who you are now. I feel that the Capricorn collective has been on a pretty strong path of self-growth lately, and it is sort of showing us that you're getting there, Capricorn. You are being reborn anew, and all this work was not for nothing. It's showing. It's starting to really show through, and it's talking about as well stopping and it's like having some gratitude for how far you've come, for the fact that you're not that person from 5 years ago. You are vastly different in a lot of ways, I imagine. All right, so being reborn, and it does give us the vibe too that that there's probably been a lot of changes going on in the last few years, and you having to deal with those as well, and sort of feels like a brand new world for you altogether. Okay, so I did have this come out for one of the other signs, and it came out with a brand new world card. So we're seeing for you, I am reborn, you are reborn, Capricorn. But we are also seeing the Brother Raccoon card for you today. And so that one does say a safe place for you to go. So this this rebirth of who you are, it is a safe place for you to go to next. You are becoming, like, it's once again confirmation that everything that you have been trying to work on for yourself, you really are putting yourself into this wonderful safe place where you're totally protected by the universe. And and it probably also does talk for a few of you Capricorns there. It probably actually does refer to that safe place of realizing the support that you do have around you. All right. Pardon me. So even if you don't feel as though you are a very supported person, it's actually stopping and looking at the safe places for you to go. Like, do you have a friend who you can tell your every thing to? Do you have a family member who like, no matter what happens, that you can call on them and they'll be there to help you out? Like, it's talking about having someone like that in your life, and sort of starting to recognize that even if you have been in hard places and people have turned you away while you've been in those hard places, that there are still safe places for you to go. All right, and even just within yourself. as well, Capricorn, like finding those safe places within yourself where, when it feels like everything is effed up, that finding that safe place within yourself to be able to deal with that. All right, so you probably, like me, probably have been on a bit of a journey, exploring meditation and those sorts of things as well, and finding that way to have a safe place within yourself, that you can go when the world gets a bit overwhelming. All right, because the world be crazy, guys. So, but I'll get some of the Lenormand. We'll get 3 for each of those oracles and see how they want to expand that message for you today. Okay, what does Capricorn need to know? Capricorn are reborn. What does Capricorn need to know, please? Okay, and Brother Raccoon, what does Capricorn need to know, please? Okay, Capricorn. Sorry for pulling weird faces. I'm just like this. Like sometimes when I'm doing the Capricorn reads, they just resonate immediately for me personally as well. So, and it's kind of like, those moments when you know what's going to happen and then it happens and you just like, I knew that was going to happen. Um, Sometimes the cards do that as well, and it's kind of like, I expected this message, and that's exactly what I got. All right. So my initial vibes on those cards were pretty accurate, I feel, because when it comes to that I am reborn energy, Capricorn, we do have the sun, which is followed by the clouds, and then the lily. But straight away, we do have the sun. It's the ultimate happiness, this sun card. It is the happiest card in the deck. So it does talk about warmth and happiness. And with the clouds here, the clouds can sometimes be a bit more of a negative card. It does talk about thoughts, and it talks about thoughts to the point of, like overthinking, anxiety, depression, those kinds of things. But what we're seeing here is that the sunshine is overriding that, and we're able to actually put our put our happiness into our thoughts and inject all our thoughts with a bit more positivity than what we may have been able to in the past. All right, and but the main thing I'm getting here is, that the sun really shines a light on our thoughts. It's shining a light on something within our thoughts, out within the way that we think about things. So it's kind of revealing something to us. It's like parting the clouds, parting any confusion that we've had in the way that we're thinking about things, in the way that we are overthinking about things, in the way that we, are getting anxiety about things. It's kind of parting those clouds for us and helping us find the silver lining of these clouds, and revealing to us the true nature of our thoughts, and that I feel like it's going to be specific thought pattern for different Capricorns within the collective, but I'm going to try to find it. Examples, I suppose, but even just the example of confusion or depression within the clouds, we're kind of revealing to ourselves, more happy ways to deal with that depression, happier ways to deal with confusion, and follow our intuition anyway, is the kind of vibe I'm getting from that, is that we're kind of realizing that our thoughts are limiting us. When we allow ourselves to think negative thoughts, it limits us. So we really are trying to inject our thoughts with a lot more positivity. So even if no matter where you are on the Capricorn sort of timeline, this is kind of what, if this isn't sort of starting to happen for you already, and you're starting to reveal to yourself how you can be, a bit happier just in the way you're thinking about everything, that's something that to think about, and to start to, attempt to do, because you're going to have really good success with that, and being able to part those clouds, and rid yourself of any anxiety or depression or confusion, or just heavy thoughts. Capricorns are thinkers, all right? So our thoughts weigh pretty heavily on us. Responsibilities, are a thought process to a Capricorn kind of thing. So it's just really revealing to us how we can better deal with those sorts of things and be reborn once again into a whole brand new way of thinking, and a new way of approaching life, and approaching those heavy thoughts, approaching negativity itself. All right. And I'm seeing, with the sun there, that sun is it really overrides everything, that happiness that comes through with the sun. It really overrides everything that you're worrying about, Capricorn. So there's nothing to worry about. Sorry. But then we have the lily as well, all right? So that kind of just shows me that, you are being really emotionally intimate with yourself. It does talk about emotional intimacy in the sense, here in the sense that you are being very, very open and honest with yourself, on an emotional level, about who you are, who you have been in the past, and revealing all these thought processes to yourself. You are actually, that's something you don't actually see all that often. And you seem to have this ability, Capricorn, to really cut through the BS, and be totally honest with yourself on an emotional level. And if you're feeling sad about something, you seem to be able to go, I feel sad about that, but I choose to, do this to help alleviate that sadness. I choose to do that to help alleviate that sadness. I still feel that sadness, and I accept that I feel sad, but I am honest with myself, and I accept it, and I am trying to change it. All right, which is a huge thing. Okay, like, I'm getting like a really emotional just talking about this, because it is a really huge thing. A lot of people cannot do that, Capricorn, and I'm getting this vibe that you have made this change for the long term. Okay, the lily does also talk about longevity, and so this emotional intimacy that you are facing within yourself, these thoughts that you're facing within yourself, you have made these changes for the good, for the long term. This is part of who you are now. You are reborn into this person who can do all this and cope with all this. You've probably been through a lot, Capricorn, that's put you into this energy, and it just shows your strength and your tenacity, that you have been reborn, and you've made these changes for you. All right, so like I said, I'm getting really emotional, because that is really close to my heart, and like I said initially, it does resonate for me also. And I've put a lot of work into all that sort of stuff as well. So to see that coming out and represented in such a strong manner, that it has actually made long-term, positive changes, and overall bringing you a lot more happiness. That's, you know, no, I don't know many people that are going to say happiness, I don't want it, because we all want to be happy, right? And you're finding ways to do so, Capricorn, and that is absolutely beautiful. All right. So sorry to go a bit D&M there. But then we do have that Brother Raccoon card, a safe place for you to go. All right. So like I kind of recall that I did say something about, even if that's within yourself, Capricorn, and that is pretty much what we're seeing here. We do have the Mountain first and foremost, which is Capricorn's card. Okay, so it is Capricorn's card, because who else is going to put in the hard work to climb to the top of the mountain? It's a Capricorn. They've got the determination, the perseverance to deal with any obstacle, any delay, any challenge that comes our way. We're a Capricorn. We are the goat, right? We'll climb that mountain, and, see the butterfly there. We will transform that effort into a cruise back on down the other side of that mountain. Will turn any obstacle into an opportunity, and that is what the mountain is all about. Okay, so I feel as though we are sort of looking at, having that safe place to go within yourself, within within your determination, your perseverance, your tenacity to not give up on these things. That is your strength, Capricorn. Your strength is how hard you will work, how strong you are to be able to get to the top of not just this mountain, any mountain that you are faced with. You will climb it. And then when you're at the top of that mountain, that's when you hit achievement. Okay. And that's when, like I said, without the little fishy tail on the goat for Capricorn, and slide on down the other side. But when you're at the top of the mountain, you can see your way clear for miles and you know exactly where to go next. Once you've put in that hard work, it's cruisy sail down the mountain kind of vibes, all right? So, and you get the really cool views at the top as well. Not many other people, not many other signs are going to get those same views that you're going to get, Capricorn. And we do also have the tower and the house. Okay, so the house talks all about safety and security. All right, so we do find that your little bubble, it may be for you, it may be your physical house, your little bubble where you feel safe and protected. Okay, the tower does also talk about taking some time to yourself, having that solitude. It's kind of like Rapunzel up in her tower, probably on the top of that mountain, mind you. Um, but you can kind of imagine that, when you do sort of need to work through some things, you probably have taken some time to yourself, gone a little bit hermit mode, hidden away from the world in your safe little bubble, whatever that is for you, and, found that protection within yourself. All right. So, and the tower too, it builds very strong walls. You've got it's like this guard tower to the house. The Capricorn here has this guard tower built up around them. You've set some strong foundations in your own strength, and your own sense of, this is how I protect myself. All right. So you're doing amazingly, Capricorn. If no one's told you today, you're beautiful and you're doing great. All right. Um, but the tower also, with the house here, this could actually, for some of you, this could be a safe place for you, like, like a public space, like a library or a government building. It definitely could be work for those workaholic Capricorns out there. It definitely could be, a physical building like that. It could be, a lot of different places that are sort of a physical building. Definitely could be part of your safe space. All right. And if you're a Capricorn like me, who wouldn't want a library to be their safe space anyway? You get to read all night. Awesome. All right. And I'm getting, for some reason, I was just getting that Night at the Museum movie as well. So some of you may be museums, and going to an art gallery or a museum might be your safe space, the way you protect yourself and guard yourself against all the bad stuff in the world. All right. So that's just what's come through with that. But we'll grab a few extra cards for you when it comes to love, Capricorn. That was obviously a lot of just you and your just letting you know this is your safe zone. Don't feel safe to go to your safe zone. If you need to be in your bubble, go be in your little bubble. All right. That's fine, Capricorn. That's how we get up that mountain as well. Make sure we're protecting ourselves, right? But we'll have a look directly at love. All right. So Capricorn, what does Capricorn need to know about love, please? Okay, so we are seeing the love language acts of service card coming through. That does say actions speak louder than words. I kind of feel that for majority of the Capricorns, this is, I'm kind of getting the vibe of you saying this to somebody. Like, your actions speak louder than words, and your words are pretty and everything, but I need the action to follow that up as well. So don't be ashamed of that, Capricorn. If that's you and you need to see action, not just those pretty little words coming your way from someone in your love life, don't be ashamed of that, Capricorn. You know what's best for you, and if that's what's best for you, go ahead and say that to that person. Actions speak louder than words. It also does let us know too that if you have a connection with somebody and you watch their actions. Okay, don't just listen to what they're saying to you. Actually watch their actions as well, and the acts of service type stuff. Like they say they want to give you everything, but do they give you their time? Do they give you their energy? Do they give you their love? So it's really sort of watching to see if someone's actions actually marry up with their words as well. All right. So, words can say a lot, but actions speak louder than words at the moment for you, Capricorn. All right, so we also have signs and clues, which does say the universe is talking to you. Okay, Capricorn, so you've probably been seeing a lot of signs and synchronicities lately, like repeating numbers. I a lot of the time, a lot of people like to, read the, oh look, I saw repeating numbers. That must mean something. But it's really more about that emotional response from you. So if you see a repeated number and you kind of get stuck on it for a second, and you kind of like double look at it or something like that, then it probably means something to you. If it makes you feel sad, or if it makes you feel happy to see that number, then it means something to you. And that actually means that these signs and synchronicities can actually come through in a lot of other ways as well. One that I find comes through a lot for me personally is through music. All right, so I'll be thinking something and then I'll hear a song with lyrics that are nearly exactly what I was just thinking. Things like, if you're thinking about a certain person and then you happen to pick up a book and the character's name is their name, or things like that. It's a sign, okay? And pay heed to those signs at the moment that the universe is trying to talk to you. All right, so vibe it out is what I want to say with that as well. So follow the emotional response. All right, so if you pick up that book and that person's name is front and center, what does that make you feel? Does that make you feel angry? Like, oh, I can't escape this person. Does it make you feel happy? Like, oh, I really want to see them. Once again, though, acts of service, actions speak louder than words. So following those emotional cues as well, all right? Because when we get feelings in our body as well, like I was reading this in I do have a new deck somewhere or other, and I was reading it in that about certain feelings within your body. Like if you get tingles in your fingers and the whole idea of butterflies in your tummy, it's probably a positive sign to head that way. All right, but then if you look at something, you see a word repeated all day long, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I feel sick looking at that word, and it's like a totally bland word. It doesn't mean anything, but it means something to you and it makes you feel sick. Move away from that thing. All right. So you really do follow those sorts of cues, those signs and clues that you're getting from the universe at the moment. Take heed, Capricorn. All right, but we'll get a bit of extra detail on that as well. I've gone on quite long so far. I've been trying to cut my videos to 20 minutes this week, but we've gone on quite a bit today, Capricorn. Obviously, there was a lot of messages there for you, and they were quite deep today, weren't they, guys? But we'll have a look at what else needs to come out for Capricorn with love. What does Capricorn need to know about love, please? And I just want to clarify that third card, please. Can I just clarify that third card, please? Okay. All right. So we are seeing the masculine as well as the ring. Okay. I don't really like to genderize the masculine, feminine. So this could be a male or a female or other. All right. But this is someone that is a past relationship. All right. I can see from the next cards that this is a past connection that you've had. All right. So that part is pretty straightforward. Past person. All right. And then we have the mouse, which was actually clarified by the bear. All right. So that bear energy that has clarified that mice energy. Okay. That bear energy is pretty much exactly what we were talking about with our safe space within ourselves before. The bear is very protective energy, someone who stands strong and powerful in their own self, which I do quite commonly associate this with Capricorns already, but it is that, in a nurturing way, being protective. It's that mama bear. Okay. If you especially with this mice card here, if someone comes too close, it's that don't poke the bear kind of thing as well. If someone comes too close to pushing a boundary with you, you are going to rip their face off and protect yourself. All right. But I want to say, don't forget the honey as well. All right. So deep down, the bear is sweet and lovely and nurturing and just protective. They want to look after their cubs. Okay, so it makes me go, oh, cute little bears. All right, so don't forget the honey as well. Bears love honey, right? And Capricorns love honey. Honey's a metaphor, guys. Protect your honey, yes, but also, you know, don't forget to still be open and vulnerable at the same time. Don't push it into overprotectiveness or defensiveness. Okay, so still allow people in. Capricorn is what I'm kind of saying. It's perfectly fine to protect yourself from past people and from past energies, from past cycles. Perfectly fine to protect yourself from those things and have set boundaries. All right. And I feel like that's what we're sort of seeing here, is that you are setting pretty strict boundaries about letting things that have happened to you in the past happen again. All right. Because with the mice, we do see things that sort of eat away at you a little bit, things from the past, losses from the past, pretty much. All right. So that's what's got you on your guard here with the bear. So, and that's that past relationship straight away. Okay. This past person, past relationship, past cycles that you've been through where you've lost out. Okay. Where it still kind of eats away at you, that you feel as though something was taken from you or you lost something in the past. You are super protective over your boundaries and not allowing those same things to occur again. So whenever I do sort of get this sort of a message, I do find it's important to, remind ourselves that we don't want to push that into the area of being too defensive, too on our guard. We do still want to allow people to, get a little bit closer. If that's what you want, sometimes it's fine to just be like, get away from me. Um, but that's what I'm getting there, Capricorn. So just be aware of that as well, all right? Because I was saying in one of the other readings, actually, about a very similar kind of energy where it's, if you're stopping yourself from allowing people getting too close, no one can get too close. Pardon? No, you're not letting people that you want to come closer either. So, if you want love, you can't really get love if you're pushing it away. Is just what all I'll say about that, really. Just so just be aware of that and not being overprotective of yourself. Fine to be protective and have those boundaries. Definitely keep those boundaries strong, but don't allow them to get to the point where you are actually defensive or ripping people's faces off. All right. Probably shouldn't be suggesting that to people in general anyway, right? But that's what I have for you today, Capricorn. So I hope that resonates. Let me know in the comments, guys. More than welcome to check your other placements. This does resonate slightly with a couple of the other readings I've had this week. So definitely check your other placements if you're interested. But hopefully I will see you all again soon.